Hiya! Whisper here recording for a second time because the first time went wrong. Great, I love corrupted files. Anyways, last 4 of Mythic, we're just going to blast through them. If you haven't seen the previous videos of Heroic, I would suggest going through those. I'm not going to re-explain the entire fights, I'm just going to go over, the changes between Heroic and Mythic. Starting with Forge Weaver Araz here. Now, the main thing you see on Moon over here, this collector is active, so this purple puddle spawns across from it. The main mechanic on Mythic is that you have to run the ads through. So you see these beams have to go through the portal because it removes this shield off of the ads. The ads cannot be CC'd, cannot be damaged, cannot anything until they walk through this purple, and then you can CC them. Then, just like normal, you have to target swap, echo, cleave, spatter, the ads, blah blah blah. You'll see here, this is what happens when it goes wrong. It'll hit the collector, and the raid takes a huge, ginormous hit. Kabam. This was livable, but it was a little bit rough. I assume maybe one can go through, but it's hard to tell. This was basically it, though, for changes. You do the 2 intermissions. Fight is kind of the same as Heroic. Dodge things, run them through, kill the collectors. At the end of this, you had a really cool soft enrage, though. I believe this was the pull, maybe? Yeah. He rips open the front of the room here, and it just spawns ads over and over and over. More ads, ramping ads. And you'll see very quickly there's these 2 attendants that are left from the intermission that we're cleaving down. And then you have 1, 2 ads, 3 ads here that are going to spawn. It's constantly pulling you towards this black hole. 3 ads spawn, and now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, so now there's more ads. 5 more ads. And then the next time, once these spawn, right, you'll see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It very quickly ramps up and you lose control of all things, right? This is the enrage, so can't be having that. The rest of the fight, however, kind of the same. Fatebound still sucks. No cleave, no spatter. L plus ratio, whatever you want to say. It's Fatebound. Fatebound, it sucks. Nothing to be done. Have to play Deathstalker, have to swap. Then you have the Soul Hunters here. First thing to note, this dash, there are 3 of them, and you can't double soak. Not possible. So the strategy that we have to do is the person that's targeted has to extend their line, and you have to split the groups. We tried doing this where, like, Group 1 would soak the first, Group 2 would soak the second, Group 3 would soak the third, and then you'd have the healers just kind of go wherever. And that kind of worked, but it was very difficult. So, I don't really know what the strat is for that. It just has to be what it is. Just, you gotta stand in it, I guess. I don't know. The main problem, however, is in the intermissions, you might see these red chains between me and 2 buddies. If you move too far away, you will yoink them. So, the entire intermission, all 3 of them, you have to be kind of connected with your cluster of people, and you have to spread it out. In this phase, it was less of a problem. It becomes more of a problem in Phase 2 and Phase 3. The second intermission, you have blaze lines, the big lines that you have to not stand in. The issue with that is you're going to hit your friends a lot, and if you try to avoid it, you'll yoink them around, and then they'll get hit by blaze lines because you yoinked them. It's not great. Not a great time. And then thinking about phase 3rd intermission. Third intermission is the Vengeance boss. So jump, frontal breath. That also sucks. You can't shadow step. If you shadow step, it'll screw everything over. So you'll have to move as a group with that. You'll probably have time, and there's going to be like movement speeds assigned and all that stuff. But it is rough. But aside from that, boss is basically the same. Execution-wise, it's all very similar. Not really much changed. That's just the mechanic in the intermission and the extra blaze line or the extra soak lines, right? So that was that fight, and then I started lagging, and so we're gonna visit pixels a little. This fight didn't change at all, at least not for rogues. There's changes, obviously, but it didn't change much for rogues at all because we just hit boss. The main change here is that the tanks, as you can see here, now do 3 instead of 1. So on heroic, it's 1 wall. The tanks put down 3 walls instead. Rough, but you just put the normal walls on the outside. The tank is in the middle, and then you clear. There are specific walls that do a dot, do more damage, do less damage. They're different colors. You don't really have to care about it too much because I think they are deterministic. So you see these white-ish walls, right? And then there's this blue one and this purple one. The purple one is the most dangerous. I'm also moving my camera to show something in chat. But the purple one's the most dangerous. It's a big dot. The dark blue one here is like a big AoE, and then the white one is just regular AoE. So depending on tuning, you might not want to destroy as like 3 purple walls. Like there might be a limit: 1 purple wall, 2 purple walls at once, no more. But it didn't seem to be that much of an issue. We just had healers like kind of react to it cooldown wise, and it wasn't too bad. Then the last fight, we didn't see much because holy hell, this is crazy. So just like on heroic, you have 3 stacks of this debuff that you need to clear with Conquer, except you're getting besieged all the time in P1. So these beams come in, and by God, if you get hit by this, it's basically a one-shot. And you get mind controlled, and then everything goes to hell. Because if you get one shot, you start CCing people, you start dealing damage to people, and it just all falls apart. You'll have mages doing like frost breath, not frost, fire breaths like the disorient. AoE blind from the rogues, leg sweeps from monks. Like you're gonna get CC'd, which means you can't dodge, which means you're gonna stand in things. It's a mess. It's an absolute mess. One mistake and this all falls apart. And then these claws are also bigger on Mythic. So you'll see people running this out, right? And then yoink, we put the claws kind of behind us, and then we rotate around in the room. But it was just, one healer gets mind controlled, and it's over. It's just done for. So that is a really rough time for the entire raid. Not really sure what to do about that, but I heard the fight already got nerfed. I think there might have been data mining. I am not sure. But yeah, this fight is insane. The fight is absolutely bonkers. And we didn't see much past that. We saw like a glimmer of P2. He summoned the dragon, and then that was kind of it. So all in all, Mythic looking a little bit more difficult. This fight in particular looks insane. The other fights seem manageable, however, but the Soul Hunters one especially looks pretty crazy movement-wise. Whenever fights have like hard movement, it's definitely rough. The other thing, Mythic testing, if you haven't seen any of the other videos, Fatebound is indeed dead. There's just so much AoE that needs to happen. Oh, that's the other thing. I almost forgot something. On Mythic, when you remove a stack, this is a problem. When you remove the stack after this combo, you have to face the soul. So this little soul is gonna dash into me, and you have to get hit, or else it gives the stack back to you. Absolute nightmare. So you have to, like, while you're dodging everything, you still have to face that spirit. Hell. But anyways, Fatebound is just not working. Not working out. I don't know what needs to happen at this point. I mean, the patch is in, what, 2 weeks as of the time of this recording? No, it's just no, man. It's just no. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. As of like an hour ago, let me check. Yeah, so there was a... Let me open this up. Sorry for the flashbang, but they updated PTR by like 100 patches. So hopefully we see data mining and maybe Fatebound changes. I'm not holding my breath though, so I don't know, man. I don't think it's gonna happen at this point. Get ready for Fatebound to be dead, Deathstalker to be in, and realistically, Subtlety with Trickster, because it's probably stronger, at least the way it's looking right now. The tuning is all over the place. I don't really want to get into it. Like, everything will be fine. You can still play Assassination. It's not like you can't. But holy hell. I mean, the tuning is all over the place. Trinkets haven't been tuned yet. Patches in 2 weeks. The Reshi wraps don't really seem to be doing much. Maybe that's designed, but like it seems weird because there's boots that increase the effectiveness of it. And the boots that increase the effectiveness of the legendary cloak aren't even BIS for a lot of people because the stats on them suck and like it's not strong enough to like overcome the stat difference. The patch is a disaster. I've never seen a PTR so far behind in terms of like numerical tuning and like balancing. Like it is very behind. This is really bad. I don't really have much else to say about it. I will provide updates when there are updates, but as of right now, it's literally just do what you did last season. Wear the 4-piece, play the same way. You have to play Deathstalker. And otherwise, it's the same spec. Nothing changed. Get a bunch of eye level. Not a lot of verse. GG. Anyways, have a good one. I'm going to go celebrate my birthday. I have a dinner later. So have a good one. Bye. Hope you guys are all having a good day. And try to be a little bit more put together than PTR. Bye-bye.